One of the most popular questions in the 2A community is what is the best barrel length? But finding a definite answer is going to be impossible depending on what context you're using. I don't consider myself an expert on this topic, but a lot of you guys have been asking me, what are my opinions on barrel length? So with this video, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to discuss what I think the best barrel length is, but rather why I decided to shoot longer length barrels on the regular. Many of you may agree or disagree with my points, so feel free to leave a comment on your experiences and opinions on the matter. Before we get too far in this video, I'd like to say thank you to our channel sponsor, Obsidian Tactics. Obsidian Tactics is an online retailer that offers a curated selection of high quality and high value products that have been vetted throughout the 2A community. A lot of the items they offer are well-known brands that you may already be looking to purchase. So go visit Obsidian Tactics for all your 2A needs and wants. All right, back to the video. When I say I shoot longer length barrels, I'm referring to barrel lengths between 13.7 and 16 inches. There are obviously longer barrel lengths, but for practicality purposes, I tend to remain in that range. And this is because I find that you still have a lot of versatility in this range. A lot of people tend to fall into the notion of acquiring shorter barrel lengths for CQB. And with those shorter barrel lengths, you will definitely be able to maneuver in tight spaces more easily. This is because if you're indoors, there is still a good chance that you're going to have good ballistics for whatever job you're trying to perform. But longer barrel lengths are still capable of being maneuverable inside buildings and tight spaces. This is where training comes into play. And if you're looking for good drills and exercises you can do at an indoor and outdoor range, check out my Fundamental Range Day ebook in the description. You'll get an entire list of drills that will help you with your analysis for your shooting performance. But going back to what I was saying, you will need more training for sure to adapt a longer rifle platform into CQB scenarios. But operating a rifle at this length is completely doable in tighter spaces. Now, as a civilian, I'm not really training room clearing on a regular basis. It is something that I'm going to train just so I have it in my bag of skills, but it isn't something that I feel I need to master to be a prepared citizen. And this is where the versatility part comes into play. Because of where I live and how my environment is set up, longer shots are going to be much more common than shorter engagements. If you watch my video titled Urban is Not CQB, you'll see what the average distances can look like in a small downtown area. Just looking down the road 2 blocks can easily exceed 300 yards. So I can't hyper-focus my rifle setup strictly for close engagements. I want to be able to move in tighter spaces as well as engage targets at distance with the same platform. So I feel like 13.7, 14.5, and 16-inch rifles give you that versatility to adapt to more scenarios. Speaking of longer engagements, I also want to utilize the 5.56 cartridge to its maximum potential. As you've seen on this channel, my buddy Tim rocks a 12.5 AR. And I've seen him touch targets all the way out to 500 with ease. So I'm not saying short length barrels can't shoot further distances. What I am saying is that I want to utilize all the velocity that I can to maximize my terminal ballistic potential within the 5.56 cartridge. All barrels aren't made the same, and I've seen 14.5 barrels shoot hotter than 16-inch barrels. I've also seen 12.5 barrels shoot faster than 13.7 barrels. So quality of the barrel definitely comes into play, as well as shot placement. In general, the longer the barrel, the more velocity you're going to get. As we all know, if you want to get every inch of capability out of a 5.56 cartridge, you're going to want to lean towards 18 or 20-inch barrels. But if we backtrack to what I said earlier in the video, I don't think that'll be the most versatile option when it comes to wielding an AR at that length. So velocity and terminal ballistics is another reason why I stick in this range of barrel lengths. Another reason I tend to lean towards longer barrels is the perceived recoil. To be clear, a well-tuned gun is going to feel great at any barrel length, but the extra weight of a 16-inch rifle as opposed to a 10.5 rifle does give the user a perceived reduction in felt recoil. ARs are a very tunable platform, so this isn't my main reason for shooting longer rifles. But usually, out of the box, you'll feel that difference. Mind you, you can still make a 10.5 just as heavy as a 16-inch depending on your accessories, so don't let that be the limiting factor. Last but not least, having a longer barrel or a pinned and welded barrel to equate it to a 16-inch length makes the legalities of the firearm much easier to manage. Look, traveling with an AR is pretty simple, and being able to utilize a stock rather than a brace is undeniably night and day. But once you SBR a rifle, you'll be forced to take some extra steps to travel with the same platform. The process of traveling with your SBR isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is definitely more cumbersome compared to traveling with a regular classified rifle. There are some workarounds to that process, but that's not something we're going to discuss on this channel. All in all, there isn't a right barrel length for everyone, but I did want to address this question on why I've made this choice to primarily shoot longer barrels over shorter ones. Will I ever end up buying a short-barreled rifle or pistol in the future? Most definitely. I'd be lying if I said they weren't cool, but for what I train for and the distances I want to master, I choose to stick with the longer barreled guns. I want to hear your opinions and hope to strike up a discussion in the comment section. So don't hesitate to leave a comment. I take pride in having a comment section that is open for discussion, even if your viewpoints don't align with mine. But that's all I have for you guys today. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.